To increase your confidence and ability to communicate at a higher level takes practice and a larger and more complex vocabulary of advanced words that have great meaning and can be fun to learn and use. By learning how to use just 3 new words each week, along with their definitions, proper usage, synonyms, antonyms, and variations will help you improve your correct use of each of them. To easily remember how to use the new words well into the future does take practice, so make sure to use them in conversation as soon and as often as possible. This week's words are optimistic, pessimistic, and pragmatic. But first, 2 quick reminders. Make sure to watch until the end of this video for this week's unique and original fun tongue twister American English practice sentence with words that start with the letter A. And please, share this video with your friends and family so they can expand their vocabulary too. The first word you can learn to use this week is optimistic. 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 A basic definition of optimistic is expecting good things to happen and having a positive, hopeful outlook for the future. Examples of optimistic as an adjective when used in a sentence sounds like this. Having an optimistic attitude about the future will promote a higher level of motivation and energy to get things done now. The company's optimistic outlook on earnings was a positive sign of economic growth. She shared her optimistic attitude about the school year with everyone she met. 2 other word forms of optimistic, which are also adjectives, are optimal and optimum. When optimal is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. The human body needs the optimal amount of energy to perform at its peak performance in sports. Optimal amounts of rain and snowfall are needed to refill the lakes and reservoirs in the western United States this winter. When optimum is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. The optimum amount of ingredients are needed to create the final product. To reach their financial goal, the company needed to sell the optimum number of products by the end of this month. There are many synonyms or similar words for optimistic. Some of these synonyms are promising, hopeful, likely, enthusiastic, confident, and auspicious. There are also many antonyms or opposites for optimistic. Some of these antonyms are sad, dismal, depressed, unlikely, gloomy, and pessimistic that you'll learn about next. Other word forms from optimistic are optimist, optimize, and optimistically. When optimist, a noun, is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. I am an eternal optimist and believe that with good thoughts and hard work, good outcomes are possible. The coach told the player that she was a true optimist as she prepared to compete for the national title. When optimize, a verb, is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. To be able to optimize your schedule, you need to have good time management skills and have written out your daily goals. There are many studies designed specifically to find the answers on how to optimize processes and outcomes to be as productive as possible. When optimistically an adverb is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. His speech was full of promises that looked optimistically at future successes in solving many of today's issues. The stock market reacted optimistically to the news of the world economies finally reopening again. The second word to learn to use this week is pessimistic. 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 A basic definition of pessimistic is expecting bad things to happen or for something not to be successful. Examples of pessimistic as an adjective when used in a sentence sounds like this. The pessimistic weather report for next week was predicting dangerous storms and high winds. The most pessimistic scientists often scare people with their doom and gloom predictions of what is and what can happen. The constant pessimistic news reports about what is going on in the world today can cause severe anxiety and depression. There are many synonyms or similar words for pessimistic. Some of these synonyms are hopeless, gloomy, depressed, discouraged, suspicious, and daunted. There are also many antonyms or opposites for pessimistic. Some of these antonyms are hopeful, upbeat, cheerful, happy, unworried, and optimistic that you just learned about. Other word forms from pessimistic are pessimistically, pessimist, and pessimism. When pessimism, a noun, is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. While talking to his advisor, he expressed deep pessimism about his future career choice. Her pessimism started after her being lied to for so long. When pessimist, also a noun, is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. Being a pessimist can lead a person to be alone, with no friends, and even eventually with no family. He became a pessimist after his company was closed through no fault of his own. When pessimistically an adverb is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. The team took to the field pessimistically, thinking they had no chance to win without their two best players. The third word you can learn to use this week is pragmatic. 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 A basic definition of pragmatic is to solve problems in a way that is practical, reasonable, and sensible, rather than by having fixed ideas or theories on how to deal with challenges in a specific situation. Examples of pragmatic as an adjective when used in a sentence sounds like this. His solutions were not always liked, but his pragmatic approach usually worked to solve them. The journalist took a pragmatic approach to her reporting that kept her ratings higher than her competitors who only had opinions instead of facts. The testimony was pragmatic, to the point, and did not confuse the jury by using clear and concise answers that were easy to understand. There are many synonyms or similar words for pragmatic. Some of these synonyms are practical, logical, rational, reasonable, sensible, and circumspect. There are also many antonyms or opposites for pragmatic. Some of these antonyms are theoretical, dreamy, irrational, anxious, compulsive, and sophisticated. Other word forms from pragmatic are pragmatically and pragmatist. When pragmatist, a noun, is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. To be a pragmatist means you are usually calm, cool, and collected in your decision making. His detailed and well thought out planning proved he was a pragmatist and a realist about alternative outcomes. When pragmatically an adverb is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. Instead of following the recommended path, he pragmatically ventured out on his own. His thoughts and eventual response was pragmatically based on fact and experience. To combine all three words, optimistic, pessimistic, and pragmatic, into one sentence sounds like this. To avoid being pessimistic, you should be more pragmatic and take an optimistic approach when dealing with situations that can affect your future. To improve on your correct use of any new words and make them a permanent part of your vocabulary use, make sure to use them in conversation as soon and as often as possible. Also, come back to this video in a few days and leave a comment below on how many times you think you said optimistic, pessimistic, and pragmatic. If you found this video to be helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to show your support. Ding that notification bell to be alerted when the next video and the new words is released. And please share this video with your friends so you have someone to practice with in increasing your vocabulary and communication skills. Here's this week's unique, fun, and original tongue twister American English practice sentence that will help improve pronunciation, articulation, and fluency in your speech. Acidic avocados affect affectionate aardvark's alertness, already assuming accessibly absorbed acquired accretions amplify adaptations and acknowledges anatomical anomalies. Have an awesome time with that one. And remember that my optimistic goal is that your amazing success is the optimal goal. I'll see you online soon.